Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, we're discussing communication skills so you can level up your confidence, charisma, and take it out into the practical, real world. One of the best ways to do that is to end your sentences with some damn power. But you have an issue. You're not ending it with power. Imagine that you're in a situation where you're getting interviewed for a job. Thus far, the interview has been going great. The interviewer likes you. They think you're competent. As the interview is winding down, the guy goes through your resume and he notices that you went to the University of Toronto. He also went to the University of Toronto. He feels as though that this is going to be the perfect moment to build a small little bond. So he asks you, yo dude, I see you went to the University of Toronto. I did too. Did you like it there? Now in one world, you say, yes. While in another world, you say, yeah. In this world, what you just did was show a lack of conviction. While here, you didn't necessarily say it with force, with power, but you didn't need to. Due to the context of the situation, you gave the perfect response. It was lighthearted, it was joyful, and it was congruent. So which one is the interviewer going to vibe more with? He's going to vibe with this. While with this one, he's going to feel some doubt. He's going to think subconsciously, why did the guy say it like that? Did he really like his time in University of Toronto? If he didn't, he could have just told me. Did he even go to the University of Toronto? Has this dude been lying to me this entire time? I don't know, man. Something about my gut doesn't like this guy. And all this stuff are happening in a fraction of a second. Now, obviously, I'm exaggerating at a certain point, but these kind of stuff do happen, especially when you're ending your sentence with doubt, with, You're making sentences sound like questions. One of the main important things to speaking with power and ending your sentences with power is realizing that it's completely context-based. We're not trying to make you like into some veteran Marine who's ending every sentence like, yes, yes, sir, like, with so much force. It's just all about congruency. Is your thoughts, emotions, and words congruent for the situation presented at hand? In the interviewer situation, the guy was trying to build rapport. This person was able to pick it up, and therefore, instead of saying yes, he just said yeah in a fun way, and a connection can now be formed. One of the best ways to be a congruent speaker is to understand that congruency is simply an effect. Behind every effect is a cause. So what's the cause? Remember when we were little kids? It was all about our parents saying, look, you could have all the ice cream in the world, but first you need to finish your vegetables. Likewise, in the communication skills world, you can have all the congruency, you can have all the power, but first you must finish your sentences. That's the cause. By finishing your sentences and constantly training your mind to think in a way where you finish your sentences, congruency and power is going to be a byproduct of that. So that's what we want to train our mind for. Right now, you're having a lot of doubt. You don't sound as though there's power behind your voice because for the most part, the general aspect of your life, you're not finishing your sentences. And this isn't a problem that you just face. For the most part, our mind doesn't like it when we finish sentences, which is why great communicators have to fight against the mind. Traditionally, when we are trying to finish a sentence, we're almost there. Our mind is saying, yo, check out that thought. That thought is much more interesting than this thought. Go on, switch. And most people, they switch and they don't finish this first sentence. Or if they don't, they're thinking about this thought while delivering this thought, and that's where the awkwardness comes into play. We don't want that. How do we avoid this, Armani? I don't want to be one of these guys that doesn't finish his sentences, but unfortunately, I am one of those guys. In situations like this, we actually have to scare ourselves. We have to understand that there's a whole lot of consequences if we don't train our mind to finish sentences ASAP. And one of the best ways for you to understand something is through a story. So let me tell you a little story about the butterfly effect and how that butterfly effect ties into the world of you finishing sentences. 3 years ago, I was working as an engineer and I was in charge of managing and performing on this certain system. Well, one Friday, I noticed that it was almost 5 p.m. I was about to leave and get my weekend started. But right as I was about to leave, I got an alert for this small issue. I looked at the issue and it was going to take me roughly 35 to 40 minutes to resolve it. Nah, I'm ready for the weekend. I'll resolve this issue next Monday. So I leave and I start enjoying my weekend. Next week, Monday, I come back and unfortunately, I completely forgot about the issue. A few days goes on by and now this issue is in the back of my mind. I don't remember it at all. A few weeks goes on by and now one Saturday, I'm sleeping early in the morning. My manager starts calling me over and over and over again. 5 missed calls in, 6th call, I decide I'm gonna pick up. So I pick it up and he's pissed. He's like, yo, Armani, a few Fridays ago, were you in charge of an issue that you were supposed to resolve for your system? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was supposed to. Oh, dang, I never did it. My bad, I completely forgot. I'll do it first thing this Monday. No. You're gonna do that today. This is an emergency. I need you in the office right now. What the hell? 7 in the morning on a Saturday? Is this guy kidding me? So I got scared. I ended up getting dressed and I go to the office. As soon as I go to the office, I see all these different people right there by my computer. And they slowly turn around as soon as I enter. Yo, that's the guy. That's the guy who fucked up. Yo, that's the guy. And as I walk on in, everyone is telling me the mistake that I made. You know that small issue that I ignored on that Friday? That issue had compounded, gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and now took our entire system down. I cost the company thousands of dollars due to my negligence. And for the next few days, for the next few weeks, we had to fix exactly what I had done wrong. The butterfly effect states that the flaps of a wing from a butterfly in a complex system can compound over time and lead to a tornado in another side of the world. That's the butterfly effect. And that day with my job, I was able to notice the butterfly effect take effect in real time. That small issue on Friday that I ignored built up, and took the entire system down. Do you feel that? That should be a little bit of fear. Because every single time that you are not finishing your sentences, every single time that butterfly is getting more and more deadly. And if you allow this butterfly to get deadly, and you allow this complex system to get worse and worse and worse, what's eventually going to happen is that you're going to be one of those people that has a tornado of deficiencies in your communication skills game. You're going to mumble. You're not going to finish your sentences. Everything is going to sound doubtful. Other people are going to have hesitancy whenever you're trying to speak, even if it's the truth. So what we want to do is we want to fix this issue right now. We want to install the right butterflies. And the right butterflies is when you are finishing the sentence. Now, you don't need to turn your entire life around. One of the best ways to get into the habit of finishing your sentences is embrace the times where you think out loud. Whether you're in the car, let's say you're driving, get in the habit of turning off the radio and practicing your speaking skills. And speak out loud about anything. And to train your mind even further, snap anytime you complete a sentence. Man, today's gonna be a busy day at work. Why is it going to be such a busy day at work? It's going to be a busy day because my fat ass manager is going to be in the office and he's going to be sitting right behind me. But my manager was the guy that believed in me. So he's not a mean guy. He is still fat though. When you keep snapping like that, you're training your mind to think in sentences. And the more that you can do this, set aside a certain amount of time, the more time that you can do this, the better confidence that you build over time in installing the right butterflies in your system. And the more that you get in the habit of finishing your sentences, the more the congruency builds over time. So all in all, we are not trying to speak with more power, we're trying to speak with more congruence. And we're trying to speak with more congruence by installing the habit of finishing each sentence at a time with conviction. Our mind is going to try to pull us away, but we're not going to let it. We're going to keep bringing it back and finishing it, sealing the deal. We could do this by practicing in the car, practicing anytime we're bored, anytime we're thinking out loud. Rather than saying a bunch of nonsense, have a steady stream of thought. The more steady stream of thoughts that we can build, the more beautiful butterflies come into our system, and the more the system compounds into something amazing. Confident speaking, clear speaking, and speaking that persuades other people. Doesn't make them doubt you, but persuades. 1 snap, 2 snap, 3 snap. Keep building that muscle from there. And you're gonna build that through scaring yourself first. Remember this little story that I shared with you and start practicing today. Each snap will make you better. If you enjoyed today's episode and you want more tips, tricks, and tactics like this into the world of communication skills, be sure to sign up for my free daily newsletter where I drop insights like this on the daily. Join in the link in the description box right on below. I'll see you 7 p.m. EST every single day. Thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel. I'll catch you on the next episode.